Before we begin the main part of this lesson, we're going to do a little review on inverse operations. And the thing that confuses students is when they hear the word operation, they think of order of operations, and they're not exactly sure what operations are. So operations are simply things that you do to manipulate or change the value of something. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and then we also hear this thing called exponents, which I'll just write out as a word. Okay? Parentheses is not a part of it. The other thing that students get a little bit confused about is this word inverse. So inverse simply means you undo it. Okay? So let's go ahead and talk about these specifically. We're going to write a little chart, but then I want to focus a little bit on exponents. So if I have addition, if I'm adding two things together, the way I undo it is I subtract. If I'm multiplying something, the way I undo it is I divide. So now where students get a little bit confused is with exponents. So with exponents, I have a base that is having something done to it, which is the exponent. I'm going to write exponent here. Your exponent. Now the question is, what undoes an exponent? The inverse operation for something exponent would be a root. So that, I'm going to write it like this. So that's my root. I'm going to call this root. And inside here, I have this thing called an index. That goes in this little crooky thing there. So what I want to point out to you is right here, exponents and the index. So this is, these are undoing each other only when these are the same. So it's where the exponent and the index are the same number. So let me give you an example of that. If I have, let's say I have 4, and I'm going to square that, this here is my exponent. To undo this, I would take the square root of 4, or yeah, I'd take the square root, so of 4 squared, and I end up getting 4. Okay? So it undoes it. Let me show you another example. Let me show you this way. So if I were to take 4 squared, I get 16. If I were to take the square root of 16, that's the same as 4. So you can see they undo each other. So if I have a base called x squared and I want to undo the square, I would take the square root of x squared, and that would give me x. Let's see. see, if I had, let's do something a little bit different. Let's say if I had x to the 5th, if I take the 5th root of x to the 5th, that would give me x. So you can see here how my exponent and how my index are the same. So they undo each other.